Okay, so here we have my new Galaxy Watch 4. So this is to replace my other Galaxy Watch which I've had for some time. Now I went for the classic. This is the 40mm one, I believe. Look. Where's all the bits and bats? So this is going to be the charger. That's a bit of a shame. Now, the original charger that I had with my other Galaxy Watch, you could just plug in anything, but this has to go like this, so I'm guessing it's magnetic. Let's see if there's any charge in the watch, but I'll have to set it up. I'll go into it more once I've worn it for some time, but first impressions so far, I do like it. I'm not sure about the white strap though. I think I'll definitely have to change that, but I could change it. It's a nice, actually it's a really nice soft. So I need to set it up to English, continue, restart. Okay, so I'm going to set this up, link it to my phone. Now the strap, the other time I bought, they gave you two straps. One was a longer strap and one was a shorter strap. This is cheaping out a bit. They've only given one strap, but I do like the actual watch itself. Yeah, that's nice. So let's get this set up. Now, connecting this to my phone was a real problem. It actually failed 3 times while it was trying to connect. I don't know what the problem was, but it just wouldn't connect. It started to connect, but then it kept dropping. I had to start all over again. And then finally on the 4th time it connected. But I think one of the reasons is I'm not using a Samsung phone. This watch really is designed for a Samsung phone, which I think is a real shame, because if you don't have a Samsung phone, you can't use all of the features that come with it, which I'll go into later. Now, this is to replace my Galaxy Frontier, which I've had for 4 years now. And I've really enjoyed wearing this watch. It's very, very helpful. I mainly use it for when I'm traveling, but I tend to wear this a lot more, even when as an everyday watch. It's just an ideal watch. It's waterproof. It's very tough. But being 4 years old now, the built-in, I think, redundancy is starting to kick in. The battery now will last me not really to the end of the day. Usually by mid-afternoon the battery is about to die. If you look at the battery at the moment, it says 84%, and that is now just over 30 minutes since I took it off the charger. So the battery's fading, the GPS is not working as well. It's constantly dropping from my phone, so it was time for an upgrade. Now, normally when I buy a new watch or a new computer or camera and so on, I tend to try and miss a generation, because I feel it gives it more time to really have more upgrades. So this is the 4th generation, so I've sort of missed the 3rd one. And there are some major upgrades. One of the biggest upgrades really for this watch is the fact that it uses Google's OS system instead of the Tizen from Samsung. Now, with the Google OS, you can use the App Store, the Google App Store, which sounds great. You'd sort of think, that's fantastic. I can then start using all of the apps that are on my phone. I can use them on my watch. Unfortunately, you can't. Well, not yet anyway. You're very limited to the amount of apps which are available for your watch. They're making a big deal about the fact you can use Spotify on your watch. And that's, for me, it's not such a big deal. I think with the watch being so new, there's not that many applications out there, not many apps, and there's not many people have started making apps for this watch yet. But I think give it between 6 months and a year, there'll be a lot more apps available that you can download onto the watch, and it would make it a lot better. There's nothing that extra that this watch can do that I couldn't do with my Frontier. This has got Google Maps, which is great. This one didn't have Google Maps. I had to use Here Maps on this one, but Here Maps was just as good. You had to download an extra app on your phone for that, but this one you don't have to. This one, it's simply straight on your watch. You can use it for location. You can use it for your GPS, wherever you want to travel to, which I find really helpful, especially when I'm traveling. In terms of faces or dials, there's a lot already pre-built in this. Now, they are making a big fuss about the new faces, which are animated. So you can see they have these animations which come up. You can even have your own background. You can put a picture on here if you want. For me, these are just gimmicks. I don't really care about these things. You'll have ones which are, where are they? You can customize them. This one, you can change the color of the hands. I think that's a dog, but you can have a rabbit and so on, and all sorts of other things. But I tend to just stick to the very basic-y ones. This one for me is not the ideal one, but the best one so far that's pre-built. Now the other problem is that there's not many faces for this watch. The Frontier, there are absolutely thousands of faces you can download and use on this. This is the one I use for this one all the time, which I found an almost ideal one. So it's got what I need to see. This one is pretty good. It's got everything I need. I've got a quick for the stopwatch, and then I've got the timer there. I've got my heart rate there. I've got the battery there, temperature, date, and then second time zone. For me, that's really all I need. I don't need to know my steps. I don't need to know any other extra things. When I get a notification, I get a little red dot there which tells me I've got notifications. When I get an email, a text message, or anything else, phone call. So that's ideal. The rest of the apps which are pre-built on this, you've got your training apps. So you've got your walking, running, cycling, which is straight there, but then you can go into it and go into your other workouts. So you can do running coach, swimming outdoors, hiking, machine weights, exercise bike. Now, I've never used these. Even on my Frontier, I've got these. It's basically the same thing as that. So let's say you're going to use your walking, and away you go. So it will give you your duration, your distance, how many steps you've done, your heart rate, and then if you scroll to the next one, you've got your calories, your average speed, your speed that you're traveling at that time, then again your heart rate at the bottom, and then this is if you just want to have your heart rate, so if you want to keep it in a certain heart rate zone. It's good if you want to use it for your training. It gives you a basic outlook on your training, but it's not something that really I care about. In terms of fit and finish, it's a big improvement in fit and finish. This one is very plasticky. The strap on this is really nice. Now normally I would change the strap, but it's a really nice, comfortable strap, so I've decided to keep it on this. It's a shame they didn't come with the option of black. I'm sure you can buy the black one, but they'll probably charge you something ridiculous. So the other apps which are in the watch now, this one here checks your body fat index. Now, with this one, it really is a bit of hit and miss. I've used this when I first got it. I checked everything out, so wanted to make sure that everything was working properly. So what you got to do is you got to put your two fingers there, and it should start checking your body fat index. Now, it's not very accurate. When I'm checking first time, it said I was 16%, and the other problem is it keeps doing this. It keeps stopping, and so you got to either wet your fingers to make sure you got enough moisture there. So the first time I checked it, it said I was 16%. Then I checked it again, it said I was 18%. See, there you go. I haven't really moved my hand, but it's still saying that it can't read it. This is the reason why I wouldn't use this all the time, because it's just so much of a faff. And then it said I was 13%, and then it said at the moment it says I am. See, there you go. See, it says I'm 18.6%. And if you saw earlier when I had the watch just before I started it, I think it said it was 20.2%. 18.2% or something. So now it says I'm 18.6%. Now I know this can vary between the time of day you use it, but when I first did it, I was doing it within minutes of each other. So it's not very accurate. But if you just use it as a guide, it's fine. But I would say get a proper scale, which will check your body fat index properly. So this one, it tells you your body water, your BMI, body fat, body mass, fat mass, skeleton muscle. Obviously, your weight you just put in manually yourself. So the two buttons on the side. So if the top one is to go back to the main, so that will take you back here. I find this a real gimmicky thing. I don't understand why you want to check your sleep patterns, because you wake up in the morning, if you feel terrible, that usually means you've had a bad night's sleep. You don't need your watch to tell you you've had a bad night's sleep. And if you feel fine in the morning, again, you don't need your watch to tell you. So a very gimmicky thing. You can look at where it says you've had a deep sleep, or you're in your REM, or if you've light, or when you've woken up. Now this is the blood pressure. Now blood pressure and ECG I can't use because I don't have a Samsung phone. These you need to download an app, and they're not available at the Google Store, which I find very strange considering they're making a big fuss that this is using the Google OS now. So why is it not available there? You have to actually go to the Samsung store to download this app, but for my phone I can't download it. Now I can download it if I use third-party apps to go around, and I don't really want to do that. I don't really care. The blood pressure, for me, I would expect it not to be as accurate, just like the body mass fat index. So I don't really care. I don't need to check my blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have low blood pressure. But if you need something to check, I think most people, my family member, they have high blood pressure. They have a proper machine to check their blood pressure. I wouldn't rely on this. So it's not really something I would rely on too heavily. This is your heart rate. So you can check your heart rate simply by just pressing that. Stay still. Again, how accurate these are, they're not as accurate as a proper heart rate monitor on your chest when you're training. Again, I find these very gimmicky. I don't really feel the need to check my heart rate when I'm sat doing nothing. This is a stress level. You can check your stress. Now I've always been in the green, so clearly I'm not very stressed. So it's constantly preparing, but there we go, it's starting now. I was going to stop it, but I'll let it run through. How it checks your stress level, I have no idea. I think it's just guessing more than anything else. You can be stressed and have a low heart rate, but you could be stressed about other things. So you couldn't stress. You see, yeah. Now this one is the LT version. I got the LT version, so I wouldn't need to use it with my phone. Unfortunately, my network doesn't support LT. So it's a bit pointless. I may have just got the Bluetooth version, which because I'm just using it as a Bluetooth standalone. So I was hoping I could just leave my phone at home where I don't need to, and I can make phone calls and so on. Phone call wise, it's a very tinny sound on this. It's very bad. The Frontier was much better. It's not very good. I don't like you making phone calls on this. The watch is the 42mm version. Now, I think it comes in the 44mm as well. Now compare that to the Frontier, which is, I believe this one is 46mm. I was a bit hesitant about getting the 42mm because I thought possibly that's going to be a bit too small, but it's fine. I'm glad I got the 42. It worked out well for me. It fits my wrist a lot better. If you want to make a phone call, you simply swipe up and then you've got your icon there to make a phone call. So very simple to use. Again, with it being 42mm, I was a bit worried that it may be too small for my fingers, but all your contacts are here as well. So you click there and it will open up your contacts. So anybody in your contact list is all going to be here as well. So I find it really useful. That's the reason I got it. Now I know a lot of my subscribers hate smartwatches. They like their old-fashioned analog watches. At the moment, these are going for about £380, I think they are. That's the LT version. The Bluetooth version is cheaper. They've got an offer on at the moment. If you buy it, you get a £75 Google gift card. Anyone who wants to buy it, I do recommend it, but my other recommendation would be to wait. I would give it 6 months, maybe a bit longer, wait for some more apps to kick in. There'll be a lot more to come that you might find useful, and also the price will drop.